So today we're going to look at the three stooges of rescue, Pawsic, Hope. Pay attention to the lack of any kind of real credentials here. Despite having 5,000 followers with 18 videos in a few months, there is no contact info, and that is usually a big sign of a fake rescue. As we're getting into the videos and the titles on the channel itself, the whole point is to prime you with images that make you want to be emotionally invested. Stories that make you overlook the little details that tell you this isn't right somehow. And as you go along, you will see it. Many of these same animals have been used multiple times in multiple videos, such as the gray kitten, or the blonde mom, and later, the red kitten. And each of these scenarios is far-fetched and happens over and over. The injuries and scenarios are fake, clearly so when you know what you're looking for. While it appears distressing at first, it is all fake, and it's pretty tame comparatively. So obviously there's a lot of space right there, and this whole video is designed to make you sympathetic, but the blood's not clotting throughout the video. The wounds won't correspond later at the vet, and a predator is not going to pass up on a helpless snack just left there. Not how nature works. You notice during the part where they're pulling on her, she does shift a little bit, and that's when they stop pulling and they start focusing on lifting her paws and turning her face toward the camera. But there's no light to evaluate any obstacle and no force. They're play acting, and they do this for a long time. It's ridiculous, honestly. They actually, yeah, they do hit that pipe like they think they're gonna bust the thing open or something. That is not how it works. You will notice the kitten tries to pull herself up and out a couple of times when she gets annoyed with that plastic, and when they do, they shift the pipe so that a unbalanced, drugged kitten is going to decide it's not worth it to try and pull myself out. I'm just going to lay here and let them finish it. Real rescues are always going to focus on speed, on efficiency, on making sure the animal is okay. We're not going to be stopping and worrying about the camera or whatever this is. This is not going to happen. This is the point when we are going to take the animal to the vet and use the tools there to remove the kitten if we can't remove it on the way. That impassable concrete, I'm pretty sure was glued on there. You can see it when they start to move it. It is not anchored to an extent that it's going to actually prevent the kitten from moving through. Nor is it in any other part of the pipe. So it was shoved there for this video. And that is a huge clearance. The thing about cats' whiskers is that they are designed to prevent them from running into these problems. If the whiskers clear, the cat is going to be able to get through it. And if they don't, they're not likely to force their way through. They'll just go over the obstacle. Now the part that gets me. That cat really should be attacking the water. But if you look at her, she's staggering around, and that is likely the effects of whatever drugs they've given her. And this is commonly seen. That cat is not dead, don't worry, but it is very drugged. And you see this in video after video of them wasting time and textbook drugging. No legitimate rescue is going to sit there and poke a cat for 5 minutes. We're going to get it to a vet. And once you get this poor animal to the vet, I don't think I have ever seen a vet not take vitals, not take a temperature, not examine it. He looks like he is afraid to touch the kitten. And then they immediately start dousing him with water. That is not how you handle an animal at a veterinary clinic. You are going to want to be looking at the wounds, and you're going to want to be taking temperature, heart rate, looking into the pupils, checking to see if there are any broken bones, not essentially giving it a bath while you tap it. This poor cat looks like it's tasting something horrible. And if you look at the blood, it is very obviously at least a lot of food coloring. I would laugh at this if it weren't so tragic, just at how badly this is played. And there are no wounds. If you stop and you look at each image, there are no cuts, nothing. They do give it what I hope is a vaccine. Other than that, the cat has essentially just woken up from sedation. Our vet here doesn't even know how to open packaging on his own equipment. Yeah. They obviously did not rehearse very well for any of this. And the whole time, that poor kitten is just frustrated to hell. He does actually pretend to put an IV in, takes the tape, all of it, and it just falls to the floor. The cat doesn't even move. It just falls. And then he starts to examine it while as far away from the kitten as he can, using nothing but hemostats. And I think he might be afraid of animals. I really do. If not, then he's just mimicking what he thinks he sees, having never seen a vet. So I covered how we know, but why do people do these things? Honestly, because it makes money. Because it racks up numbers. Because people want clout. They sometimes recruit for far worse than this kitten video. It's attention, it's donations, it's practically a career path at this point. No, they're not going to leave the kitten overnight. And yes, people are getting scammed via time and donations. This person just doesn't want to believe their eyes. There is no info that leads us to believe these animals are being taken care of or adopted, and accountability will matter every time. That's a pretty big sign of drugging, to have the tongue out, to have the movements that you were seeing in there. And we're not trying to ruin your day. We just don't want abuse to take over everywhere. We don't want real organizations to lose money and support. And that's what this does, ultimately. If a parent hurts their child for money, for whatever reason, they're still a monster who is doing a bad thing. And I would hope that the people around them would stop it. And not just let it go because they took the kid to the hospital or whatever. I would hope that everybody would say, no, this is wrong. And we see that. It's really no different than one of those situations where parents are causing a illness in order to raise funds. And the kid getting help is not all that matters, despite what some of these commenters are putting out there on this channel. It matters if they were put in the situation purposefully. So I pointed out some pretty big discrepancies here that maybe you didn't notice just watching it alone. That's not to say that we should be distrusting every channel or every video. It just means that we need to not let our emotions override our reason when we are sharing things. Next time I will be going over how to start getting these channels removed. I do hope that you join me for that, and I will be linking in some more channels in the comments to other creators who go through different aspects of fake rescues if you're interested. I do hope that you got something from this. If so, go beat up my like button and consider giving us a follow. Thank you.